You know, I wasn't planning on actually doing this video tonight, but I decided I needed to because, you know what, I want to take tomorrow off and actually relax a little bit. So Aaron Disney here, and I will legitimately tell you right at this very moment, it is 12:35 a.m. And you are listening to Perspectives. My name is Lionel Osborne, and yeah, Tim Meadows for the win. So, there's been a lot of things I've got into tonight. This has not been the greatest of days, I won't lie about that. Very, strange day, actually, and don't really know what to think about it. I guess I will probably further speculate with AJ later today when we go to B-Dubs, but that's not until 5 o'clock tonight. And it is after midnight, so now we're going to talk about Raw. I have been spending the last forever, like the last hour and a half, basically dissecting the new Dr. Jimmy cryptic performance as well as the Casilda Clue. And the Casilda Clue I'm connecting, as of this moment, looking like it's going to connect to Alien vs. Predator, actually. Utilizing the fact that Brad Pitt was in Troy, Castor Troy, Pollux and Castor, Face Off, Sci-Fi Series. Sci-Fi Series had an episode called Cosmic Conspiracy. Dr. Jimmy mentioned that specifically, and I'll go further more into that in another video, which I'll be doing in the next couple days. Probably a Wednesday video, actually, if I had to think about it. Because I have a feeling we'll probably have a new cryptic performance by then as well. So, we've got that. Still trying to get into Bay Lake Tower, so if you are a DVC owner and you're watching this video, I don't know, you'd be watching this video if you're a DVC owner, because I don't know if you like wrestling or not, but if you are watching this video and you are a DVC owner, then I would love to stay at Bay Lake Tower from December 2nd to the 4th, so if you can make that happen, that would be phenomenal. And still, if you are watching this video and you are a employee, a team member at Universal, I really want to get into the employee preview of Halloween Horror Nights on September 17th. So hopefully that works out. Hopefully with any luck I do end up in there. And it'd be nice if I had my friend Joe with me because we both want to go and that'd be pretty awesome. But that being said, let's talk a little bit about Raw. And this place, Raw was all over the place. Obviously there was an announcement that was made before Raw started that breaking news broke on the internet like it always does. This time very real news that Daniel Bryan suffered a neck injury and will be going into neck surgery on Thursday. So he would be coming out on Raw tonight and he would be saying something to the WWE Universe, addressing the crowd. And there was a ways to look at it. You could have had him being literally taken off via cane, or you just have him just walk out and say his goodbye for now, and then that'd be the end of it. And technically both did happen. But we'll talk about that as we progress. So the show started out with the Shield in the center of the ring. Last week we were all laid out. Dean Ambrose says, well, you know what? We got the crap kicked out of us. But we're still standing though. We want Evolution. Rollins says, we're not running from Evolution. We're running towards Evolution. If they have the guts, they'll accept the challenge. See, you were really good, but you're not the Evolution you once were. You can't evolve to beat the Shield. Roman's like, is that all you got? You have a serious problem on your hands. We can serve it cold. So slow. The Barry White voice that Roman Reigns puts on. I'm going to teach you to believe in me. Evolution arrives to the building. Come out in their limo, they get out, and the Shield's like, forget this. So they bum rush Evolution and they fight in the back. So that's the beginning of the show. We start off the show hot with Evolution and the Shield fighting it out in the back of the building, thus leading towards what it looks like to be a match at Payback. Even though a lot of the in-the-know websites are saying that Batista is not going to be booked for Payback. I guess they may have either changed their mind or it was all a lie. So, we get our first match of the evening, and it ends up being Rob Van Dam against Jack Swagger. Well, we come back from commercial break. Zeb Coulter's in the ring, and he says, you need to sit back and shut up and listen to what I have to say. And he basically talks about his deportation list, and this list now has a new name on it, and that is Adam Rose. And he basically runs Rose down, calls his party a group of, quote, Rocky Horror Picture Show rejects. I thought that was kind of funny. So, of course, the tune kicks in, and here comes the Exotic Express. The Adam Rose Experience is coming to the ring. And basically, they're there for the distraction. The bell doesn't even sound yet. Swagger walks in with a savate kick from Van Dam. He springs to the top, hits the 5-star, and 1, 2, 3. So the Exotic Express continues. The Adam Rose party rolls on, and that's the end of the segment. Okay, once again, I wrote this in here. No utilization of Michael Cole in trying to get Adam Rose over. What I'm trying to say is this. If you have Michael Cole reenacting the Adam Rose experience, it's going to fail. Because anything that Michael Cole does, the fans are not going to gravitate towards. So if you want to be serious about pushing Adam Rose, and I think they really are, and I like Adam Rose a lot, obviously, and like I said, been there, done that, literally bought the t-shirt. I think that they're focusing on a program with Adam Rose and Jack Swagger, and that'll be the first program that we have. Apparently, Jack Swagger is doing in WWE what Camacho is doing in NXT. He's being a party pooper. So, yeah, that's basically what's ended up happening. So, we get our next segment ends up being another Bo Dallas inspirational promo. And it just reminds me of a vocalization of those posters you used to see back when you were in elementary school or grade school, depending on how you look at it, of the cat, like, reaching for the tree and it says, just hang in there. Yeah, that's what Bo Dallas's inspirational promos are all about. And Bo Dallas will be making his return to WWE this Friday night on SmackDown. So I'm looking forward to seeing Bo Dallas on SmackDown this week, see what they do with him. So we get our next match. And our next match ends up featuring our Divas champion, Paige, taking on Alicia Fox, who, uncharacteristic of myself, I actually put over quite heavy in the NXT recap that was all over the place from yesterday. I'm so sorry about that. It was totally not up to par with all my other videos, and I'm sorry about that. I was kind of rushed. I thought, hey, I'll get up at 8 o'clock in the morning, I'll watch NXT, and then I'll shoot a video. That would have been a great idea. And that's pretty much what I did. But I started rushing through things, and I ended up rushing way through the entire recap, and I kind of screwed up a lot of things, so yeah. I feel really bad about that NXT and SmackDown recap. Thus, that is the return of NXT and SmackDown being on the same video. So, I feel even worse about that one. You tell it's late, obviously I'm yawning. So, Alicia Fox gets on the mic. Doesn't happen very often, so obviously it's a special moment. You've been here 6 weeks, and you've already alienated all of us. We don't like you. You don't fit in, so get out. So she decks her and starts beating her up before the bell rings. And the bell finally sounds, and of course, Fox hits her Total World Backbreaker, tosses her to the floor in a very unique position. Like, picks her up, kind of like she's carrying her, like you would be carrying, like, a body. Or, it's a weird way to put that. You're carrying a body in your arms, or, okay, I got a better one. You're carrying your loved one over the threshold after your blessed day, and what does she do? She literally deposits her through the metal ropes to the floor. So yeah, that's the best way to put that there. Yeah, that ended with a Tammy Wynette DIVORCE, if that happened in real life. So, basically, she rams her hard and back first in the ring apron, tosses her in 1-2 and a kick out, gets her Matt Morgan-esque short arm elbows 2 times, hits her Northern Light suplex, only gets a 2 off of that, and locks in a chin lock. Paige gets up, takes her down with a hair pull takedown, whip in, and the tilt-a-whirl off the ropes this time connects 1-2, and again, the champion kicks out. Locks in an inverted surfboard, turns it into the La Tapatia. I'm getting really impressed with Alicia Fox in this match. And she slams her face in the mat, and I looked over at Ben and Will when I'm watching this, because they were over for Raw tonight. And thankfully they were, because it's been a really rough day. and a rough couple of days, actually. So they were here for Raw and to help get my mind off things. And I looked down and was like, no, you're getting a great wrestling match out of here. Don't resort to Divas tactics. No offense, but that's a Divas tactic match. It's not a women's wrestling match. This match was a women's wrestling match for the most part. And she slams her head in the canvas 3 times, locks on a chin lock. Paige punches her way out, ends up nailing the Paige Turner, which looked awesome this time around, out of nowhere, 1, 2, 3, and Paige retains the Divas Championship. And after the match is over, Alicia Fox throws a temper tantrum. So she throws some monitors around, and she takes a soda and sprays it into the crowd, and then she takes JBL's cowboy hat, and she bombs out with it, and she basically gets on and looks like she's going to quit WWE. So obviously, there's a lot of, like I said, those news outlets, News with a Z, like Dreams with a Z on American Dreams, those News with the Z outlets that basically trying to report that Alicia Fox quit WWE tonight. And yeah, that didn't happen. So yeah, it was all a nice little thing that was done for the WWE app, but really nothing's going to come out of it. It's interesting to see what we do with this. Alicia Fox now is a legitimate contender for Paige. So after this runs its course, I think that that's probably going to end up being a match. And as of this very moment, you know what? I never thought I'd say this, but I don't have a problem with that. Not at all. So, of course, Daniel Bryan ends up coming out next. And he's got both championships. He's wearing his yes shirt. He's chanting. He says, "Thank you. It's been a long, hard road to get to here. I knew it would have been an uphill battle, but it was a lot steeper than I thought it would be. Simply put, the yes movement helped me beat the odds. We beat the odds. And I walked out of WrestleMania as the new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. But unfortunately, I have had a huge target on my back. Kane tombstoned me over and over, and I was determined to beat him in Extreme Rules, and that's exactly what I did. My style, it does come with a price, and I've paid that price with my body. And this week, I've paid the ultimate price because I have to get surgery on my neck. See, some people are happy about this, and they think that my career's done. There's a chance, a slight chance that it could be, but it won't. I have no idea when I will be coming back, but if you ask me, will I come back, all I can simply say is yes. Heartfelt Daniel Bryan promo, and obviously, given the fact that he's had a great run and leading to winning the championship, and then this feud with Kane turning into an 80s horror movie is notwithstanding, I would say that it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad to see Bryan off television for a bit. But you know what? In the realm of things, it's really nice to know that if Bryan does get his surgery, and he'll be better than ever, and basically he won't have to worry about being in constant pain any longer. And given the WWE's rigorous schedule, I really think that that is going to be quite a feather in his cap to be able to not be in pain anymore when he's doing those marathon matches night in and night out. Obviously, he's not going to go out and have 60-minute matches in WWE because they just won't do that. But he can. He can be a marathon man. Cesaro can be a marathon man. There's a lot of guys on that roster. Seth Rollins could be a marathon man. You may not think of it if you don't know anything about his Ring of Honor past as Tyler Black. I would say that you need to check that out if you haven't seen it. And you know that Seth Rollins can go to the limit. Just like Daniel Bryan can, just like Cesaro can. But we get our next match. It is a rematch of the match from SmackDown that ended the show last week. It is the Usos and John Cena against the Wyatt family in 6-man tag team action. I felt like I did a really bad job on that match because I had to rush through at the end. I think I'm fine here. So we go midway through the match, and the Rikishi special does connect, and actually it doesn't connect at this point. It actually gets stopped by a big boot from Luke Harper. 1-2 and a kick out, tag into Bray Wyatt, and he tosses him in. Big right hand, tag into Luke Harper. He drops the elbow and gets a 2 off of it. Gator roll into the side headlock, and he punches his way out, comes off the ropes, gets mowed over by a huge back elbow from Harper. Tag into Rowan with a knee drop, and the sets up for the reverse body slam, and he turns it into the Bane-style backbreaker. tagging to Bray Wyatt yet again. Big right hand, and they trade blows. A headbutt, and a charging avalanche in the corner. Tosses him in, ducks the clothesline, high leg lariat from the Uso. Tagging to John Cena, tagging to Eric Rowan, ducks the clothesline, shoulder block, and a proto bomb comes off the ropes to the 5-knuckle shuffle. Harper's in the way, and right hand is blocked. Big right hand drops him. AA to try to send Rowan, and he grabs the ropes, and he ends up getting tossed out. Harper catches Cena with a backdrop suplex into a facebuster, and Uso comes off the top with a flying body press. Bray with the Uranagi, and a spin kick from Uso when Bray grabs the foot. Spin kick caught him right in the back of the head. Ducks the clothesline. He runs hard into Rowan's head and allows for a leg pick from Cena, going for the STF on Rowan, and Bray breaks the hold in a very unique manner. He hits the leaping back senton, and that breaks up the hold. Sister Abigail gets stopped by a super kick from the Uso, ducks the clothesline from Luke Harper, and double super kick to Harper. SSD on Bray and Harper on the floor, and Cena and Rowan are the legal men. And what happens? Rowan walks into the AA, 1, 2, 3, and John Cena and the Usos win this match. A lot better than the match on SmackDown, personally, and I think that if you want to watch one of the two, check this one out, even though, obviously, Cena won, but that doesn't matter, because the match was really good. A very good match. Bray gets on the mic, out of breath, of course, because he, of course, got knocked down, courtesy of the Samoan suicide dive. He gets on the mic, he says, "John, I want to thank you for helping me to realize finally what I must do. Thank you, John. Follow the buzzards." Dear God, what does this mean? That's the million-dollar question. What does this mean? What does Bray Wyatt have to do? And we're going to find out later on in the show. Evolution come out, and Randy Orton gets on the mic and says something they shouldn't do, and that's actually talk, because Randy Orton in this promo was, kind of bad. Orton says the gloves are off. We need to kick their ass. Hunter, I think that's a great line. And we need to put the hounds to sleep once and for all. Big Dave has had enough. Maybe it's time... Maybe it's time to fight the Shield. You know what? Triple H already knew they were great. Of course, he helped build them to be just that. But they got way too big for themselves. I've been disappointed ever since Extreme Rules. The Shield, they're undisciplined. Says, you want a payback rematch? A match you've already won? Fine, so be it. We will take you apart one by one. When we're done with Dean Ambrose, we will finish him off. Seth Rollins, and then after him, we'll move on to the big dog himself, Roman Reigns. We are going to make an example out of Roman Reigns. Roman, you will fail to adapt at Payback. You will, and the Shield just jumping from behind. Rollins clotheslines Triple H to the floor, the Shield clear the ring, and Batista's like, you know what? I've had enough. Roman Reigns tonight, me and you in the ring. So we get our main event set up right that quickly. Batista and Roman Reigns is your main event for Raw tonight. Interesting. So, if you don't watch Total Divas, this next segment is totally over your head. And, I had to think about it for like a second to realize what was going on. So, if you watch Total Divas, you would see that Natalya made a housewarming gift, a painting for John Cena and Nikki Bella. And it's a very odd-looking picture of John Cena and Nikki embracing. And, there was a lot of things that Nikki herself made fun of. And I think that's what led to this match. And sure enough, you have Eva Marie, Naomi and Cameron, as well as Brie Bella holding, numbers, like they're judging the match. And I don't know what that was about. I think that was stupid. I don't have any sort of really awesome thing to say. I'm just going to say holding the numbers, that was stupid. I'll go with Big Daddy Donnie on this. Anybody that booked this should have been fired. So, Nikki ends up locking in a side headlock, and a big forearm drops Natty, and the knees in the corner, and back elbow slaps Nikki. So, inadvertently, Natty snaps Nikki. Oh, sorry, Natty snaps Nikki, then Nikki snaps Natty. Wow, slaps Natty, and then slaps Nikki again, ducks the clothesline, abdominal stretch applied on Nikki Bella. So she elbows her way out, reverse, and an abdominal stretch of Natalya's own, on Natalya. And Nikki fights her way out. A hip toss is way too close to the ropes. And she drops her on the middle rope and ends up having a shoving battle. She rolls her up for a 2, double leg, jackknife cover, comes off the ropes, a wheelbarrow, countered in her forward roll, 1, 2, 3, and Nikki wins. After the match is over, everybody else is like, Natty, it's okay, don't worry about it, it's fine. And Nikki, like, taps her on the back, like, it's cool, no problems. And all the Total Divas who are doing the numbers thing at ringside, basically Natty snaps and destroys the numbers. So we are turning Natty heel. That's interesting. It's very interesting. Given the fact, and I think this makes perfect sense, given the fact that if you watch Total Divas, I don't know how many people out there that are watching this recap watch Total Divas, but if you do watch Total Divas, you would know that Natty is pretty much portrayed in a very unflattering light in every single way possible. That being said, with AJ being on the shelf for right now, for personal reasons, I think it is a very great idea to turn Natalya heel and let her be the one to be the architect in the women's division right now. I think a heel Natalya and a face Paige is the feud that we need right now, and I think that's exactly what's going to happen. Obviously, Natalya is tired of being made fun of, she snaps, and we get this. And I don't know what that means for Tyson Kidd, because he's strong babyface in NXT, so who knows what's going to happen with that. Interesting. Interesting segment. With Natty going heel, I have no issues with. If that's the direction we're going, I have no problems with it, but I don't like the way we got to it. So we get our next match, and it is the United States Champion Sheamus taking on a member of Ryback. And how do we find out? Ryback came out wearing the red beanie caps, and they flipped a coin. And it was funny because Axel says, heads, I win, tails, you lose. And he says, boom, and that means that Curtis Axel apparently won the toss. So, this match was short. Sheamus hits the Finley roll, and the running knee in the corner goes up top for the battering ram, presumably. Gets stopped, and Axel, with a neck breaker out of the corner, gets a 2 off of that, goes for the perfect plex, gets countered, fireman's carry, gets caught, big drop kick, is telegraphed into the cloverleaf. Axel taps out. After the match is over, Ryback attacks. We come back to commercial break, and we have another match. It is Sheamus now facing Ryback. So, a chinlock is applied, and Sheamus punches his way out. He goes for the military press into the over-the-shoulder power slam, gets a 2 off of that, punches his way out, big slam by Ryback, hits the warrior splash, but Sheamus gets the knees up. 10 punch in the corner, and a power slam countered, lands on his feet, a power bomb, I had to read my notes here. Power bomb, and he lands on his feet, and ducks it, clothesline, axe handle, running shoulder in the corner, running high knee. The running knee in the corner gets caught and ducks the swing from Ryback on the ring apron, hits the clubbing blows, picks him up into a slingshot, caught with an over-the-shoulder boulder holder, which we haven't seen in a long time, the backpack stunner, if you guys don't know what I'm talking about. Something he used to use when he was Skip Sheffield. He beats his chest, of course, King Kong ain't got anything on him. And he charges in, eats white noise, 1, 2, and a kick out. The well-placed stomp 2 times in succession. Kicks off his momentum right there and ducks the brogue kick. Ryback with a spine buster, gets a 2 off of that. Big right hands, tosses him in the corner, and he charges in, gets the elbow up, charges in again, gets the boots up from Sheamus, charges in, and gets caught with the over-the-shoulder power slam from Sheamus, 1, 2, and a kick out. Axel jumps up on the ring apron, he gets swatted off, and he basically swatted at, and he jumps off. And Sheamus eats the meat hook, he goes for the shell shock, he lands on his feet, brogue kick out of that, 1, 2, 3, and Sheamus wins. You know, actually, that wasn't bad. Like I said, I'm vastly growing more interested in the Ryback gimmick, but I gotta wonder, what is the sense made with Sheamus beating both members of a tag team in the same match, if you're not going to do anything with it? So, basically, you've had Sheamus beat a tag team, so, yeah, that's not a good idea. Obviously, we see how well that works for Three-Man Band, who are barely on the show tonight, except for a run at the end of the show. So, Stephanie McMahon comes out and basically allude to the fact that Daniel Bryan is going to be getting some bad news tonight, hence my shirt, and which you can pick up the new Bad News Barrett shirt on WWE Shop right as we speak. Talking about Bryan telling his story earlier tonight about overcoming all adversity, and at the end of the day, basically Bryan has to have neck surgery on Thursday, something he already mentioned. Bryan is still not an A-plus player. I really wish they get away with that plus stuff. It's so stupid. His body couldn't keep up with his heart, and he can't pull through for you. So Bryan needs to come down here right now so I can say this face to face. No Bryan. Kane's pyro hits. Kane comes out dragging a beaten and battered, unconscious Daniel Bryan to the top of the ramp. So they try to put him on a stretcher. Brie comes out, of course. Stephanie comes out. They all check on him, and they wheel him out on a stretcher. Stephanie in the back is trying to give her consoling to Brie, obviously, and Brie just shoves her away and says, "Stay away." Brie gets in the ambulance and drives away, so that may be the last time we see Daniel Bryan on television for the foreseeable future. So yes, they did the explanation and the write-off. So they did the legitimate explanation to start with, and we still wrote him off with Kane involved, so we could still go back to Bryan and Kane once we have Bryan return from his injury. Don't know what this means for Payback right now, though. We still have 2 weeks, so I don't know what this means for Payback. I don't know what the recovery time of a neck surgery is. I don't even know exactly what the issues are that were causing a neck surgery. Maybe some bone chips, if I had to guess, possibly. I would say that Bryan will be out for a bit, but when he comes back, it sounds like he probably will return for Money in the Bank. That's what it sounds like. So he'll be back at least for sure by SummerSlam. So we may end up having to blow off Bryan and Kane at SummerSlam, so that may end up happening. And we still do the Buried Alive match, which would build more towards the SummerSlam being the WrestleMania of the summer. So it makes total sense they would do that. You get another match. It is Dolph Ziggler against Fandango in a match that is the Battle of My T-Shirt collection. This match was really good, actually. You know, I really like both guys, and this match was pretty good back and forth. Dolph with a standing drop kick, and he ends up getting backdropped over the top rope to the floor. Tosses him in 1-2 and a kick out. 3 elbows to the chest. Fandango raining down the elbows. European uppercut, and he chokes him on the middle rope. Whip in reverse and a knee strike. A knee straight to the head from Fandango, and a snap vertical suplex, 1-2 and a kick out. Chin lock on Dolph. He breaks it with a jawbreaker. Charges in for an elbow, and he misses the big splash in the corner. Dolph with a leap up 10 punch and the reverse neck breaker, and he goes for the name dropper. Fandango out of the way, hits the Falcon Arrow, 1-2 and a kick out. Goes up top for the perfect 10, and he leaps off, lands on his feet because Dolph's out of the way at this point. Nails the name dropper, only gets a 2 off of that. Layla jumps up with the ring apron for a distraction, and basically walks into Tyler Breeze's beauty shot. I know that everyone uses a spinning heel kick, but I did make that reference that we need to have Summer Rae and Tyler Breeze against Fandango, and Layla would be the feud. So we start it right there with the fact that Fandango tried to use the beauty shot, even though he's been using the spinning heel kick for ever since he has been in the company. Even when he was Johnny Curtis, he was using the spinning heel kick. So Layla gets stuck in the apron. Fandango is distracted by this, and Dolph with the zigzag gets the 3 off of it. So Fandango gets on the mic, and he's not saying his name. He's getting on the mic and he's being very heartfelt. He says, "I might have lost, but I know I'm a winner. No woman has made me feel the way that you do. Dolph won, but you have won my heart. Layla, I love you." So then there's what I wrote in the notes as kissy kissy time. And there's a makeout session, and I guess we're leading towards a real feud between Summer Rae and Layla when Summer comes back from her filming of the movie. So there's going to be hell to pay, because hell have no fury like a woman scorned for Sega. So yeah, that's my Mallrats reference of the day. So Hacksaw Jim Duggan comes out because why the heck not? And of course I see Duggan. He got a 2x4. I know immediately this is a Rusev segment. What happens? Here comes Lovely Lana. Excuse me. And Duggan, of course, uses his age-old tactic of getting the crowd to chant USA. Here comes Rusev, and Lana gives him a choice to beg for mercy, and Duggan basically starts chanting USA again. Rusev snatches the 2x4 and breaks it over his knee because he's doing the Lasso Wipo, apparently. Mad TV reference, there you go. And Duggan's about ready to get mauled, and here comes Big E out of nowhere. He makes a save, and he eats the beating instead and gets that Muay Thai kick, sending him out of the ring. And we've got a feud with Big E and Rusev, so Cena wants to work with Big E. Obviously, Big E's going to have to be a heel very soon, and we pretty much allude to this earlier with like his personality, like the after-match promo when he lost to Wade Barrett. I would say that it's going to be a little bit. If it starts anything, I would say this starts up again around Money in the Bank leading to SummerSlam. So John Cena can face a heel Big E, and that's what he wants to do. But we're going to get Big E and Rusev, which is an okay feud. I think it's fine. Something that they did not cross paths in NXT, so it'll be interesting to see what happens with that. So yeah, a feud I wouldn't mind seeing. So hopefully it actually goes well. So, apparently Damien Sandow is on the WWE app, and he was trying to talk, and they cut his mic, and he tried to use Josh Matthews' mic instead to get his point across, and he came out for a match, and he says, you know, a lot of people don't want me to talk. I could tell you what I'm feeling, but it's a lot better to make, and here comes his former Rhodes Scholars tag team partner, Cody Rhodes, as his opponent. So the Battle of the Rhodes Scholars is our next match on Raw tonight. It is actually the semi-main event, because technically this goes right into the main after the last Wyatt promo, which I'll talk about in a second. So, of course, Cody with a tip-up sunset flip gets a 1 count on it. That's what happens when you face someone that knows you so well. Whip in reverse, and ducks down, gets a kick to the face, goes to the Beautiful Disaster, gets stopped. Sandow falls down, feigning an injury, and Cody shows some remorse, and Sandow makes him pay for it. So he nails a nice little leg sweep and pounds away an axe handle, and he bites the forehead of Cody. Snap suplex, gets a 1 out of it. Chinlock, and Cody elbows his way out. Double leg into a jackknife cover, 1-2, and a kick out. Small package, 1 count only, and pushes him off. Drop toe hold to the middle rope, and he dive bombs the back of the neck, and he nails the side California leg sweep. Goes for the Kobito Aki at the elbow of disdain, and Cody's out of the way, of course, like I said. Hard to face your former tag team partner because you know each other oh so well. He drags Cody to the ring apron, and he rains down the elbows on the neck, drags him in the middle, makes a cover 1-2, and a kick out. Chinlock again. Cody once more punches his way out. A headbutt, nails the rebound lariat, boot in, drop down uppercut, springboard missile drop kick, and the Holly kick. Goes for crossroads, gets countered. Sandow with the shoulder blocks in the corner, and the punches away in the corner. Cody breaks with an eye rake and nails the Beautiful Disaster and gets the 3 off of it. So after the match, he hugs Goldust, and everything is fine right now, at least between the Brotherhood, at least for the time being. Interesting that Cody utilizes an eye rake. So I would say that is the start of the eventual Cody Rhodes heel turn. The fact that he utilized an eye rake to beat Damien Sandow. Eye rake allowed for the Beautiful Disaster. So yeah, interesting in that. Even though I said a while ago that Cody Rhodes would be another member of Evolution. So who knows what's going to happen with that. We had a Wyatt family interruption again, and that ends right into the main event. He says, all humans are flawed. Ignorance, greed, lust for power. See, they become parasites. You're all the same. Wherein will this fairy tale end? This is the time. The beast was waiting for you. You said you'd never give up? I like that very much. I want to put that theory to the test. When everything burns, I will be standing. Ask, where do you stand? How far are you willing to take the devil down? Willing to go to take the devil down. Burn. And of course this is leading to a last man standing match with John Cena and Bray Wyatt at Payback. I have no issues with this because I'm pretty sure that this is going to solidify Bray Wyatt winning this match for sure. And then we have the rubber match at Money in the Bank. So I don't think this goes to... supposedly it's going to go to SummerSlam. So you have the maybe Money in the Bank is where they both cannot continue. Or, yeah, there we go. A Payback match would mean maybe they both cannot continue. And the rubber match ends up being actually at SummerSlam. I guess that makes no sense, really. So, okay, let's go with this, shall we? So Cena wins at WrestleMania. And, of course, Bray Wyatt wins at Extreme Rules. Nobody wins at Payback. They both are unable to continue. Both can't answer the 10. I think that's the perfect way to book this. And then at Money in the Bank, you have another match, and then maybe some sort of a controversy there, and then we end this at SummerSlam. So I think that ends up happening. Unless we end up doing Cena and someone else at SummerSlam, and Bray Wyatt goes on to someone else, but who knows. I think it's going to be interesting to see this because it's going to be an interesting feud so far, and it continues to be interesting. I think Last Man Standing is the right direction to go, and I think that it's going to be a good way for Bray Wyatt to potentially win, or for there to be no winner, and there still to be a conflict that needs to be resolved come Money in the Bank at the end of the month, since there's 2 pay-per-views in June for some reason, because of the way the time frame works. Probably the fact because the Payback pay-per-view is on June 1st, and the last, I guess the July pay-per-view technically would be, I might be wrong on this, I have to make sure real quick before I finish this. I'm going to find out on camera, like you know I love to do so much, when Money in the Bank 2014 is. Yeah, Money in the Bank is on June 29th. And yeah, that looks like yeah, thank you Wikipedia for helping me here. So yeah, let's go with this, shall we? 2014 pay-per-view schedule. Like there's so many pay-per-views, so obviously I have to know what's going on. All right. So Payback's June 1st, June 29th, the end of the month, is Money in the Bank, and then we have Battleground on July 20th, and then SummerSlam on August 17th. So, yeah, we still have 3 pay-per-views before we even get to SummerSlam. They got Night of Champions afterwards. That's actually on my birthday this year. My shoot birthday, September 21st. I do accept Disney and Universal gift cards. And Hell in a Cell, Survivor Series, and TLC. So, yeah, a lot of things to look forward to. Who's going to win Money in the Bank this year? But we'll talk about that as we progress to it. We got our main event of the evening. It is Roman Reigns and Batista. So we go joining into the match. Running clothesline to Batista, and Evolution stop Roman Reigns from interfering. And basically hitting the leaping drop kick. And they nail the double tope on Orton, and Triple H do Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose. And Batista ends up eating the side drop kick from the leaping spot on the floor. Triple H pulls Roman out of the ring, going for a pedigree, and Seth Rollins attacks. Referee calls for the bell, so the match has been thrown out, basically. They whip Triple H in the ring steps, and they call for the cavalry. And here comes Jack Swagger and Titus O'Neil, 3-man band, Ryback, Fandango, and basically all the heels come out. And basically, the Shield get chairs, and Triple H gets a chair, he eats a spear from Roman Reigns, and basically they end up beating everyone down with chairs. Fandango eats the Justices served on the chair, and basically Curtis Axel eats the Dirty Deeds on the chair, and Heath Slater eats a Superman punch, and then they Cerberus bomb Ryback as they end the show. After, of course, if you were watching the WWE Network, you might see out of the corner of your eye, potentially, I didn't see this, but I'm going to guess, maybe, the live crowd got to see Heath Slater eat the spear at the end. So yeah, this was an interesting episode of Raw, very enjoyable. I actually liked Raw tonight, really fun to talk about tonight, to be totally honest. So, what would I recommend from this show? That's easy. I recommend Paige and Alicia Fox. I never thought I'd say that, but you know what? It was good. I like Bryan's explanation. I love Bray Wyatt, obviously, because anything he does is gold. The Usos and John Cena against the Wyatt family, I think it's a better match than the one on SmackDown, so yeah, check that one out. Sheamus against Ryback in the double matches, that, you know what, that was fine. I had no problems with that. Dolph and Fandango put on a decent match, and Cody and Sandow actually put on a decent match. And the main event, it was okay. Basically, it was a sign of what could possibly be to come. I do more, even though I didn't get a chance to really talk about it very much because I was kind of rushing through it, the video at the end. I do much prefer Seth Rollins and Batista than Roman Reigns and Batista, at least for the matches that we saw on SmackDown over the weekend and Raw last night. So that was Raw, and this week we will be talking about NXT. We're heading towards NXT TakeOver May 29th, and of course that's going to lead to our next pay-per-view, which is Payback on June 1st. So yeah, we got a lot of stuff still to come, and those going to be talked about. So the road to Payback continues, and the road to NXT TakeOver continues. We'll be talking NXT later this week, as well as SmackDown this coming weekend. We'll probably combine those into the same video. I haven't quite decided how I'm going to do that yet. Got brand new Ben and Will content, actually. So Will actually did a video, so Will's video will be up soon. Ben has a new video, and it's all over the place. They both are. So those will be up soon, and I basically have 3 videos from Ben right now and 1 from Will, so they'll be seen very soon. Ashley will be joining Pop in the 1st of June, right before the end of the month. I'll actually get the video, and I'll put it up around the 1st of June. The first week of June will definitely be when Ashley finally makes his debut on Pop. And like I said, if you are interested in becoming a Popcaster yourself, send your comments and your ideas for segments, or send your videos to SirOwenDisney@gmail.com. If you want to like me on Facebook, you can. It's Sir Owen Disney Pop. You want to send me a friend request on Facebook, it's Owen Disney. Follow me on Twitter, it's @SirOwenDisney. So that was Raw, and like I said, hopefully I made it up to you guys that watched the very disjointed SmackDown NXT recap I did yesterday. Halloween Horror Nights looks like we're going to talk about it on Wednesday, and we'll see where that goes. So, until tomorrow, boys and girls, that's all I got to say about that.